I feel it in my bones, a spark to lead us through the shadows. Can I fight the way before me? It's coursing through my soul, a road to guide us through the sorrow. Can I calm this storm inside me? I feel it in my bones, a spark to lead us through the shadows. Can I light the way before me? It's coursing through my soul, a road to guide us through the sorrow. Can I calm this storm inside me? This storm inside me.
Mic check. Alright, looks like mic is working. Let me get desktop audio. Okay, looks like audio is coming through as well. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. It's 10 minutes to 2 here on this Chicago Sunday afternoon. It's January 23rd. My name is Elvin, also known as Epoxi, and today is going to be the return of some of my League of Legends casting as for Illinois Tech as they begin their their college League of Legends run um, here in the North region. So we've got a match coming up at 2 p.m. The players are getting into their lobbies. I should be getting an invite shortly, but we're going to take the extra couple minutes that we have to go over this new season for the players, show the new roster that we have, and hopefully get some exciting games to show the Illinois Tech community if you guys are able to watch this live. No problems though if you won't be able to tune in all of the time. We do look at saving this video as a VOD and then uploading it to our YouTube channel as well. Without further ado though, let's get into a look at what this season is for right now. So I'm just going to switch screens real quick. Looks like my mic is coming through. If there's any audio issues or whatnot, just let me know in the chat. I am using a 2-minute delay today per the CLoL rules, but it's been a while since I've actually done any casting, so I don't know if the in-game sounds versus my voice will have too much conflict or not, but just let me know, and I'll try my best to adjust accordingly. So taking a look at what we've got, I guess I'll just do slideshow presentation to make it a little bit easier. So again, this is the College League of Legends tournament hosted on the Battle5 platform. So this is going to be the week 1 of Illinois Tech's run, as they're going to be taking on Kansas State University. Kansas State Esports, I believe their mascot is the Wildcats, and there's our logo onto the left. For those that are completely new to League of Legends and just what's going on here, so kind of think of it like the NCAA version of traditional college athletics, except in this case with League of Legends. That's hosted by the publisher themselves, Riot Games. There will be 4 regional conferences with the North, South, East, West that are competing in a 6-week Swiss format season with the 6-0 and 5-1 teams and the win losses that will be moving on to playoffs. Illinois Tech has always participated in the North region, and we've traditionally always done pretty well. We've always gone like 4-2. I think we've had 3-3. I don't think we've ever been able to break 5-1, unfortunately, but who knows? Maybe this year will be the year. On top of the 4 regional conferences, you do have a group of partner conferences, which are essentially just additional conferences for schools that are part of them, such as I believe like Peach Belt. There's like some Midwest groups as well, and then these are kind of just another format for Riot to kind of be more um, to build out the player to build out the community college, not community college, but I guess the competitive college player base by trying to introduce these conferences, just like how college athletics also has their own partner conferences as well. So all of these schools that will be advancing based on their win records will be moving on into the college championships, which will move to a 32 bracket. And so on top of that, the top performing teams within that final bracket will actually have the chance to earn some scholarship prize money from Riot themselves. But one of the unique things has always been that. Sorry, I'm getting an invite for the lobby as well just right now. So I'm gonna just jump into the spectate for now. Sorry. A little bit of logistics. So you're gonna have those best schools participating across North America, and nevertheless, though, there are some consolation prizes where the teams that don't actually make it onto that final bracket with those 6-0, 5-1 performances, there are other smaller events that are available for them to compete for RP instead of scholarship money. But if we're looking at it realistically, I've been doing this casting since like 2017, 2018, and in the 5 years or so since collegiate esports has kind of developed, a lot of these schools are actually offering their own scholarships. So it's not just the money that Riot Games is providing that's going to be an incentive for these students to be playing for their schools. It's going to be the scholarships that these universities are going to be providing for their players as well. That makes it all the more interesting. Um, for full details, if you want to be learning more about the College League of Legends season, feel free to use the link from that URL above to take a look at their website. Um, and if you've got any more questions about kind of how collegiate esports and whatnot is working, just feel free to send me a DM and or send me a message in Twitch chat, and I'll see if we can help you find the answer. All right, getting into some of the more exciting stuff in terms of timelines and logistics, and I'm sure this is very boring. I'll try to make sure I shorten it in the future, but since this is the first stream of the season, let's try to make it as informative as possible. Players have been registering all the way back in November, and thanks to the management that we have at Illinois Tech, we're finally able to actually get a roster in for this year. We did unfortunately miss the deadline back in the 2021 season, but thankfully, under some new leadership and a little bit more pestering, we were actually able to get an official roster in for this year. So the season starting is this weekend on the January 17th. We do have, again, as I mentioned, we do have players playing today on Sunday. However, the traditional day, from what I've been told, for a play that is normally taking place is on actually Saturday, but I believe a reschedule is in place for to have this match for Illinois Tech on the Sunday. So after that 6-week format that I was mentioning about the for the North, South, East, West conferences, that should be ending around April 10th. You'll have the final brackets here around the weeks of April, and then with a college championship taking place near that late May or early June, with the potential for those top 8 teams to actually be, depending on the situation of COVID and whatnot, to be actually flown out all the way to the studios all the way in California and get the real kind of LCS professional esports experience. So let's take a look at the varsity team roster that we have fielding here. These are the top players that we have here at Illinois Tech for League of Legends. We're gonna have Joseph, Average Joey Haskins there in the top lane. David, Biggest Big Boy Federavicius, I'm sorry if I butchered your name, in the jungle. Thomas the Swag Turtle Wagner in the mid lane, Schmovie there in the bot, along with Heather Fear DePoro Worth playing as support. We do have a couple subs here. I believe Schmovie may be playing as a sub, that's why I have him here. And there is also Louis TBH, not gonna lie, Cruz there for the subs, followed up with our staff, Juan Pirate Bohorke, and Andrew Blitzkim. So let's take a look at how the varsity has performed at the beginning of the fall 2021. I have that 6 wins, 8 losses as a stat that I have from our Excel reports that I have. So I'm just going off kind of in terms of the screenshots that I was able to grab. The team did perform in a preseason tournament organized by Battlefy with a pretty impressive group stage there on the bottom left, going 6-1 in their group against even schools like Northwestern, a couple of community colleges it looks like there, Manhattan College Jaspers, Lander University, Niagara University, that's got to be a Canadian one, right? And then anyway, with that strong performance, they were actually able to move on to a playoffs division where they did have some wins against UMBC Gold going 3-0 until they actually fell against Griffin Gaming 0-3 in that singles bracket. So within this North Division group, you've got IIT playing here in the North Division. Inside their group, there's going to be 71 schools they're going to be up against, with IIT getting seeded 38th this season, I believe. And so for today's opponents, this is the minimal Twitter research that I have done in order to figure out who they're up against and checking out the opponents on Battlefy. According to Kansas State Wildcats, they're led by their captain, Dat Dang Dude, with a couple other members, Karis in the jungle, Kooplu in the mid, Dang Dude will be in the bottom, Maximus as support, and Shenjaneer there in the top lane. Just taking a look at some of the stats for our specific players, and if you want to learn a little bit more about them, here's some facts. We've got Joseph, Average Joey there in the top lane. He's going to be a third-year student studying computer science from Portage, Indiana. A couple fun facts about him, finishing the last season there in a respectable Plat 2, and also looks like he's a pretty avid Clash competitor with a little bit of trolling, it looks like. Hopefully not in those Clash games, Joey. Next, we've got Thomas Wagner for the Swag Turtle, a first-year student that we've been able to pick up this year, finishing Season 11 with Diamond all the way over from Anaheim, California, which I'm sure that would have actually made him maybe had a chance to visit the Ride Studios. Who knows? Was a rank 7 Corki in NA, not good at Osu, and he does the bamboozling, it looks like, for the team. And then we're led by the captain here with David Federovicius for Biggest Big Boy, second year studying computer engineering from Schaumburg, that's in Illinois, finishing season 11 in D2. And special talents involves solving a Rubik's Cube in 30 seconds. Maybe we'll have bring him one day for an interview and test him on the spot with a little bit of memeing on the side. We've got Jacob Bode Schmovie here. I think that will be playing bot today. Another first year, very young roster it looks like this year, with studying artificial intelligence, finishing the season in Platt from Gurney, Illinois, and flexing that 100% win rate on the Soraka jungle. Respectable, and with the tomfoolery of the group. And then Heather Worth Furaporo, the support for the team, a fourth year though, studying chemical engineering, finishing off Diamond in season 11, also here in Illinois from Homer Glen. And fun fact about herself, has sea monkeys and is involved in pranking with the team. I don't believe Louis is in here tonight, but all I was able to find, yeah, I don't have any info on him. All right, so that's all I've got in terms of the presentation stuff. Let's go take a look back to the pick ban and see where we are at with our groups. We've got looks like a couple members of Illinois Tech there over there on Team 1, a couple members of KSU there in Team 2, but 2:01 p.m. looks like the timer has started. Now we're just kind of waiting for everyone to jump in. We've got a couple of people there waiting in the spectate, so we'll have to see who comes in the near future. But I guess while we're waiting for that to kind of start ourselves off, I guess I can play some background music just to make it not as lonely and make sure it's not super loud, so it's kind of distracting all my entire voice. All right, that's some League of Legends background copyrighted music that I hopefully don't get copy striked in. Right? If I'm supporting League of Legends by playing League of Legends music, I can't be banned, right? Copium? Let's see. Any questions from Twitch chat so far? We've got a couple viewers, 9 viewers, not too bad. Looks like Pirates in the chat. Thanks for joining in. But hopefully, once we get these, once we get the season really rolling, and we've been making some changes towards like trying to promote, like some more social media efforts, then maybe we'll actually be able to have a little bit more of a stronger presence to get some more viewership here on our games. I tried to promote it on our Twitch on Discord, but it doesn't have a built-in integration where it actually is showing up for some reason. Oh well. Looks like all of Illinois Tech is assembled there in that perfect LCS order, and looks like it is going to be Average Joe in top lane, Big Boy there in the jungle, Turtle in the mid, Movie, Bot, and Poro will be support. So let me know, how's everyone's, for those watching, if you guys are, let me know where you come from. Are you a new League of Legends player, a veteran? How is your placements going so far this season, 2022? It does get lonely casting by yourself every now and then. And again, I won't necessarily be able to respond, right on the dot just because of the 2-minute delay, but I do appreciate those able to come over and watch. Should be a fun game. Actually, while they're doing that, I'm gonna test with the League client to see if I can actually get my icons fixed. You guys get a easy glance at this. Looks like IIT's on the right side here first. In case the loading is too big. I'll have to make sure, check if my face doesn't block the minimap either. That looks good for now. I'm just hoping that the actual client doesn't throw it off, because this is the exact same scene that I used back in 2019. Things might have changed a little bit. Alright, we'll just hope that goes through. Alright, you guys got a low preview of that. I should actually turn off notifications so that I don't get messages from people. Oops. Oh well. I guess while we're waiting in lobby, I can give a little bit of history about the Illinois Tech Esports program for some that don't know. So we started back in around 2013, 2014 when I was actually a student, and at least within IIT, we're notoriously known for like being super introverted, everyone kind of inside their dorm room kind of style, keeping to themselves. And I was like, basically it came across my mind, I was like, well, if we're all playing video games, like we're all playing the same video games, why can't we just like play together? Like the whole point of playing online is like, to build that community and whatnot. So me and a bunch of friends kind of just started organizing and rallying the people to kind of create these in-house events, that kind of slowly developed from just, playing in a community hall kind of thing into renting out a classroom. Renting out a classroom turned out into renting an auditorium. Renting an auditorium turned out into renting an entire building for a weekend, and inviting like a bunch of schools over, like U Chicago, Northwestern, and everything. And so that was exciting in its own regard to kind of build a community, not just within your campus, but then also get other schools involved. And since then, that's kind of evolved the Chicago scene to get more games besides just League. Smash, Super Smash Bros. Has a pretty big following here. Overwatch does a decent amount of organizing here. And that's kind of brought the attention of also just like a lot of outside in-game leagues like IEM and whatnot that came over here to host their CS:GO events in the United Center and DePaul University basketball arena, the Wintrust Arena, in 2018 that we were able to be a part of and get a CS:GO event even organized. But it's been really awesome just to kind of see these students during my time, just like the kind of experiences that I had would have, if I didn't have this kind of esports upbringing, would have been a completely different person for sure. In terms of just the kind of people and things I was able to do, you know. Once we started getting into the more of the organizing and logistic and admin stuff, it just got more and more exciting in terms of what we could build. And so for Illinois Tech itself specifically, you know, we were actually able to get some funding back in 2018 to build an arena, to build an actual campus space for gaming where we have our own LAN space with 12 or 14, I'm going to say 14 computers there, you know, all decked out with the latest back then, which was like, what, 1080s for the GPUs, and then all of the cool headsets and whatnot. And so that's been a pretty fun space there for students to hang out. And of course, you know, COVID hitting us now in its third year has kind of turned a damper on things in terms of our potential to do in-person events. But, you know, we still have a pretty active online community, and of course our Discord's robust enough that we have almost like about 1,000 members or so that throw around their memes, talk about classes, complain about professors, talk about the quality of campus food. So I think that's, you know, one of the cooler things that has kind of grown out of this new age of social media and esports and whatnot. And then not to mention the scholarships too. So last year I think we were able to award maybe about $250K, I want to say, dollars. That was like about 10 or 15 scholarships that there to incoming students. And so what's been a great process about that is us getting to work directly alongside our IIT administration to be able to you know, talk with these high school prospects to get them to learn more about them, to invite them over for scrims and whatnot. So that's exciting enough as well. Looks like we're still waiting on like one member of Kansas. Looking like an MIA status. That's unfortunate. I hope they come through. But that is also a college classic in terms of UN of players tending to oversleep. And you know, the craziest part to me is like it's like 2 p.m. here in Chicago, right? Kansas is also follows like Midwest time, right? So like I guess whoever their fifth player must have had a really exciting Saturday night if they're going to be sleeping in that late. Or could just be out, who knows. See, back during when like everyone used to be like living on campus and whatnot, and when things were just like a lot more lax and we would have like students just like living right across from the hall with each other. Whenever we had a case like this, we would all like, you could just get up off your dorm floor, right, and walk the 2 flights of stairs to your like roommates, to your teammates' room, and just pound on their door to make them wake up. Now, with everyone kind of bunkered away for in their own apartments or in their parents' house or whatever, you know, or their own apartment, it's a little bit harder nowadays to get a hold of someone, right? But they did agree to the reschedule, so can't fault them there. This actually brings me a funny memory I've had. I don't think we've ever, at least in the history I know for League, for our school, we've never had a case where we had to FF a match because we never had a player show up. However, we have had a case where we had to FF a match mid-game because of like a player's internet crashing. That player being me, I remember. I was like in this Overwatch finals event for CSL, like we were like in quarterfinals. And I was like playing in like I don't know, just that day my internet went out, and so like we were in the middle of like a game point, and I couldn't complete the match and we lost. That one felt pretty bad. But that was like back in 2016 when Overwatch had like nothing going on, and the game had just came out, so like there was no money. Still though, losing bragging rights is always sad if you're gonna be faulting out to a technical issue. I didn't mean to click that. You know, one of the things that also makes me sad that they've changed is they've removed club tags. We used to have a couple of tags for the IIT competitive team so that they could represent us. Dude, I'll feel so bad if I spent like the past, I spent like, what, about an hour and a half yesterday making these slides to make sure that I had this stuff ready, and then, imagine if they just, end up losing out due to a MIA player. That feels bad too. I think KSU actually were seeded higher than us by like 5 or 6 seeds. They were like 33rd, we were 38th. So it would have actually been a pretty close game. Ugh. But winning out on a 2-0 just for FF is a feels bad man moment for sure. Really don't want that. Oh shit. I think it's good. I think it's called. They're gonna call it FF. Holy shit. Dude, that is so unfortunate. Okay, well I just wasted 30 minutes of a stream just to show an FF. I can't even upload this to YouTube. God dang it. That's... So it's lost. Hold on, I'm gonna join their Discord. Hello?
Oh, now
there
we
he is.
can.
There you
Hello? So we
What an
just...
exciting
great-
match.
What? I can't...
stream. What a
Great
stream.
stream. Holy shit. I
wait,
can't
what do I
believe
do
my stream
here?
quality was
Wait,
so
their
good.
teammate just came back!
Wait, really?
Wait a second.
No.
Oh.
No, it's too late though.
Holy,
It's too
holy
late.
shit.
Battlefy
We,
just
we can still
gave
play.
us a victory.
I'm down
I
to still
mean,
play if you
It's because
want.
they
But
FF'd.
Ask them if they want to just give us the victory, but we played a match anyway.
I'm down to playing.
I
But
think you guys
it's-
should play. It was supposed to be a good match too. You guys are
Yeah.
you guys are like
Yeah.
pretty
I'm
even
down.
seated too. Holy shit. That's so dang.
yeah.
We,
Unfortunate.
I mean, I'm down to play if you want to. But
yeah, I mean,
It's
we
too
have the time allotted.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I got nothing else today, so I'm down with it.
dude, I'd be so mad if
I know.
If a
If my
teammate-
teammate came back 2 minutes after time was up, oh my
Like,
god.
after you declared FF, like, it wasn't even you guys waited, it was just your team declared the FF.
Hate to see it.
But guys, that means we're,
It's gonna be so sad if they.
First dub of 2022. Let's
if
take
they-
that. Easy dubs.
yeah.
Yeah, easy wins.
Because I think you don't move on if you get, like, a loss, pretty much.
Oh really?
you get one
That's-
loss.
You have one
You get
loss,
one
That's
loss.
how it
but it's
was
pretty
last.
tough. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty tough. It's pretty tough.
Remember how we needed to go 6-1 last semester? And then
Yeah.
we barely like made it just because it was like a 3-way tie and the
Yeah.
Oh,
But
was it
there's-
was it
there's
Kentucky or
more-
Kansas?
There's more teams here, that's why. I think,
Yeah.
like, if there's a lot of teams that go, like, no losses, then we just don't. But I think because we, Oh, they're making a lobby.
right, Joey, I see you.
But I
Okay.
think because, we have lower, like, ranked people, like, or we're lower seeded, like, we wouldn't move on if somebody else had a 1 loss and they were higher seeded.
Gosh.
But I don't know how their tiebreakers work.
It's pretty messed up the way that that system is. Okay, so just send me an invite link then for that new. that
Oh,
new
yeah,
lobby
Oh,
then.
yeah, I don't have you funded.
I got you.
Okay, thank you.
I got you.
So we're just gonna call this like an exhibition match, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
I'll tell the stream.
It's gonna
Sorry
be
for-
it's gonna be so sad if we get 2-0'd
Yeah.
in this.
Yeah.
We
Sorry.
got the
yeah.
official.
Yeah.
Like at least
Hey.
if it's 1-2, it's like okay, it was a hard fought match. But then it's like if we go 2-0, this is just sad.
They're like the same ranks as us, though. So
Yeah.
I think just a bit higher.
We're like almost the exact same. It's 33-38. Like we're really close to
Alright.
the same speed.
We gotta get an order because we're gonna fill up spectate soon.
What did they just do?
That's true.
All right. I'm gonna leave the voice channel then and leave you guys to it. Good luck. Then.
Alright. Thank you.
Alright, thank you.
Okay, I think it's been saved. So for those that had no idea what was going on, so the College League of Legends has a rule book. Yes, they have rules, and on top of the usual kind of be nice to each other, no toxicity, not allowed to spam emotes, no stream sniping, all of that kind of pizzazz. There's also a couple of technical ones that include like AFKs, pausing the game, and whatnot. So one of the most common ones, though, of course, is dealing with college students being late or oversleeping. Because their sleep schedules for college students usually are just completely out of whack, where you'll have people going to sleep at 6 a.m. and waking up at 6 p.m. So I have no idea in this case for Kansas what was the scenario for them, but per the Collegiate League of Legends rules, you've got the match start time for us was 2 p.m. Central, and it's 2:21 right now. The rulebook has that you have to be within the lobby within 15 minutes and get the picks and bans going. So they had passed it, right? It was like 217 or 218 or whatever when their final guy actually finally came online, but the opposing team had already created a their opposing team had already created the forfeit and submitted that ticket to the TOs, right? So we're no longer able to register an official match, more or less. So what both teams seem to have agreed on, or what we're going to be trying to organize at least, is an exhibition match, more or less, just to kind of like for bragging rights kind of fight to see who was actually going to end up winning. So on paper, Illinois Tech wins this match due to forfeit, but you know, in the interest of sportsmanship or whatever, we're gonna just still duke the games out. Like we said, we said these games were gonna be pretty close just because we were pretty closely seeded, so it should have actually been not like a complete stomp fest. It's worth the effort to like have these teams play each other and learn from each other, just because of the skill level. So we'll give it a couple minutes for them to get organized. But again, appreciate everyone for staying on. Was not expecting this to be a complete fiesta already from the beginning, but it wouldn't be League of Legends if it wasn't, right? So I'll probably write this in a text message too. So due to technical or I'll put the music back on. I think the craziest thing about this is that I've been live for now 47 minutes and we still haven't got to the game in. Holy cow. Yeah. That's the most unfortunate part. Alright, I'm gonna jump on my keyboard so I can find my phone. Are they playing chess? Oh my god, what the... Oh shit, okay. Now we can finally do it. Okay. Okay, let's see if my stream actually looks correct. Pick band screen looks fine. Cool. Okay, now we can finally get it started. Alright, so IIT versus KSU. Again, thanks for holding on for so long for us. Now after finally 32 minutes past the start time of 2 p.m. we're actually able to get these games going. IIT will play match 1 here on the blue side against KSU, and they will start off with the Shen band there, looking like it's targeted on Muso there in the top. So these players are in LCS order, meaning it will be Average Joey in the top lane, Biggest Big Boy jungle, Turtle in the mid, Shmovie on the bot, Theater Poro on support for IIT. Meanwhile for KSU, Muso in the top lane, Cares in the jungle, Dat Dang Dude in the mid lane, Barry in the bot, and Maximus as support. Keep going. KSU will respond with the Yumi and Diana bans, so looking like they're going to try to target out Poro and the Diana jungle like that. I've been seeing a decent amount of plays in that in my solo queue games. It will be the Kane jungle definitely that they're looking at target the Cares with, and for the Yoda support. So a bit of diversity in the picks bans. Doesn't look like they're necessarily focusing one player that, you know, sometimes you have those teams that is just like 1 diamond and 4 silvers. You'll end up just having, you know, teams try to ban you out by just taking out all of the favorites for that extremely high ranked player. But KSU taking a different approach with looking like 2 support bans lately with the Yumi and the Lulu bans. First picks are going to come up. IIT will take the first pick with the Jinx. As we know with Jinx, it is usually difficult to get her rolling in early. She's kind of more built for that late game scaling. IIT likely maybe looking at more of a kind of a box-in comp. Try to live as much of the early potential poke or dive that they could have with the Karma and Caitlyn bot lane that seems to be hovered there by Karis. And Caitlyn's range, one of the most annoying things about laning against her there in the bot lane, amplified by Karma's speed boost, are going to make sure that they're going to be well and truly poked out in the bot lane unless IIT has an answer for that, with maybe potentially a tanky support or someone else that can rival that kind of shielding, healing, enchanting potential as a support player. But IIT is going to take the first half here with their picks with the Zinjao jungle and Corki mid there for the Swag Turtle. And I could have sworn that when I was reading one of the stats about him, they said that he was a rank 7 Corki NA, so if KSU has done their research, they better be damn sure that letting that Corki fly out with his package is the smart thing to do. Definitely one of the more kind of scary things to be looking at when you're kind of all lumped up around an objective, and the last thing anyone wants to take is like 1,000 free damage standing inside that Corki package trail. They are going to though flip. I thought they were going to go with the Caitlyn Karma. It is going to instead be the Jhin Karma there in the bot lane. The setup is not as maybe poke heavy with the Caitlyn providing it. It would be probably just Karma Qs, but Jhin can have that potential for the follow-up. Can land in a big chunk of damage when he needs it. And of course that is one of his most signature abilities. It's always kind of fun to see how that interacts. Unfortunately, you know, when you're spectating, you don't actually get the fun part about getting to see that expanded view, and I don't have like League of Legends tools to be able to like get those crazy camera angles and replays. But we'll try to do our best. Getting a little bit behind myself though, KSU will finish their first half of the picks with the Viego, likely their 4 cares on the jungle. And then as we go back to the second half now of the bans, as this is the LCS format, I guess, right? They are going to go for an Akali ban, and I believe, okay, don't quote me on this, I don't know if we're in patch 11.2 yet, but Akali tank right now has been an absolute menace in solo queue. Rest in pepperonis, did you get picked against that? And definitely just has so much that she can offer to the team in terms of dive potential, able to hold out with her smokescreen to be able to buy a couple more seconds before her team can catch up with her, and can definitely just kind of go for that 1v1 potential against a Jhin, against IIT's lineup, especially for a Jinx and Corki there. So taking that away, they will also take away the LeBlanc potential, so that's going to keep in mind out for some of the stats, and these kind of more of these slippery types here. For KSU seems to be that kind of plays out of their lean towards, whereas KSU is going to be committing themselves for this support, and they are leaving Poro out to dry there with the Thresh ban, with the Nami ban. They're trying to make sure to do whatever they can to secure a advantage there in the bot lane there for Jhin and Karma, for Barry and Maximus. So IIT is going to have to try to respond by making sure that their bot lane can hold as long as possible. And it's going to be Poro hovering over on that Seraphine. It looks like the average Joey has going to be committing himself with the Dart top. And okay, that's gotta be troll, right? Please don't do Kennen support. I've never heard of it. Soda being covered here right now. But alright, there goes the lock-in. It is gonna be the Seraphine support, so poke potential in terms of fighting with Karma, it's pretty matched there. It's just really tough, I think, in particular for IIT's bot lane here to do anything really early, unless they have some sort of insane pick. I don't know if Zin is going to be looking at a large amount of ganks early, trying to see, you know, who's kind of the best player to set up at the moment is going to be the most interesting tell for these players. But KSU is going to finish it out with the Ornn top there for Muso, and the Zoe pick there for the mid lane for that dang dude. But we've got now about 30 seconds before we launch into the games. For those that are completely new to watching LCS, or completely new to watching how these spectate games go, as I am a spectator, I don't get to watch these games live. It's a effort to prevent stream sniping and whatnot for these players. There's a 2-minute delay built on my stream. There's a 3-minute delay built on top of the game as well. So we're going to be essentially 5 minutes behind what you guys are, what's happening in real time versus what you guys are going to be seeing on stream. Okay, so loadout spectate's gonna hit me in any second now, so we're gonna take a quick 2-3 minute break here, and when we come back, it will be game 1 between Illinois Tech versus Kansas State University. Thanks for holding on, everyone. Test mic 1 2 3. Okay, looks like that's working. Desktop audio I think is up and running. Okay, now we are starting to get into the games, and now I had to fix my stream to see if this guy stuff is captured, which it doesn't look like it is. So wonderful. Hold on. I gotta try to find the game capture now. Capturing full screen. Oh shit. Okay, I think I got this to work. Oh crap, now the spectate window's all effed up too. That's screwed over. We'll leave it like this. I'll change the KSU here.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
And alright. A little bit dank now. Looks like the spectate windows have changed a bit since I've last done this. I didn't have time to fix this before. Didn't have a test game in my hands, but we'll make do with what we can. Okay, IIT is looking like that's gonna be as good enough as I can get it for now. Okay, so again, IIT will be on the blue side starting it off against KSU. They're on the red. Standard start for the approach. Both members here on watching every single entrance across the river. IIT though actually electing to bush camp their bot for a potential ambush, which is probably the best play that they can get themselves to get started. Looking like they're thinking of the same thing, and they are going to run an Empower Karma Q, going to start it off. A little bit of poke there from Seraphine to get her out. A couple rockets from Jinx to trade it off. We'll have IIT starting off on the front end of that exchange. And gets an early start for them. Meanwhile, Zin looking like he is pretty much soloed, I think, his blue buff. Had a little bit of help from Nard there in the top. Looking like the information though is sent out to both sides. Both sides know that they're starting out in the top. And this spot lane is going to be the one I'm probably going to keep my most attention off for a couple reasons. Number one, I'm a support main, so I'm biased here. And number two, KSU elected to go for 4 support bans here against Fear Pro, so they must know something that we don't. Follow-up is going to root Shmoovy there, and it's going to send him a little bit worried. He does, instead of the Doran's Blade, does have the long sword and 3 health potions start to get him rolling, so that's something to... should be able to keep himself topped off in lane, especially alongside with the Seraphine heals. Let me see. Yeah, my mini-map is blocking the, hold on, sorry, I gotta change this again. I apologize. I can't have the mini-map shown. It's also essential for stream site. I'll move my stuff here. Okay. And now the top side is showing too. The true dankness. Alright, let's turn the button off. That's the best I can do for now. I'll fix it up later again in another stream. But first gank coming in here at 3 minutes 30. Seraphine's going to whiff the abilities. Biggest Big Boy still looking for an in, perhaps. No summoners used here. Big Boy rooted. It is going to capture him on top of the trap explosion. They do see the Diego coming in here now. Karma does have the empowered root. Couple of autos should finish it off. Is it worth the flash? The ignite will tick 17 HP, and a dream though will keep Seraphine alive just for a bit until she gets sniped by a nice W there from Blueberry. Start off with the first blood for him. Will be a nice good addition. And you're going to be having the first dragon here going to be spawning will be the Ocean. And for those that are completely new to League of Legends and did not know what happened or maybe not completely new to League, but just new to this season, we do have the addition of the 2 new dragons, the Chemtech Drake and the Arcane, that do have their own unique bonuses and benefits, making it a little bit more exciting on the Rift. But we'll talk about those effects if we get to see it for this match. I'm not sure if we will though. Chemtech has the bonus of obscuring the map, alongside of kind of essentially a creating a 5v10 situation for the enemy, where dying once doesn't actually kill you, kind of just temporarily kills you, where you kind of summon a zombie version of yourself more or less. Just keep fighting for an additional few seconds, kind of similar to like the Scion passive. Ocean Drake will spawn now. Looking at our junglers, we've got Zin approaching level 5, about halfway there. Diego about at the same pace though, should be a little bit more ahead because Kuta going off on the Krugs. Zoe here, looking at her first back, getting a drowsy there in the Corki. The package will bring him a little bit away, but the ignite follow-up from that dang dude is going to finish him off, and that'll be kill number 2 there for KSU. Which makes you think all the more about, you know, how unfortunate it is that these guys had to end up FFing the game. Because this could have actually been a potential win for them if they were able to come in on time. I have actually no idea if IIT's going to honor it or not. We'll see. Anyway, the first blood though, with that first back for Jin, will get him 2 long swords in the boot. Meanwhile, Zoe with her first back with the Lost Chapter. KSU starting their first run here on the Ocean Drake. A ward here from Coral, it looks like. Does keep an eye out on it. Biggest Big Boy coming down here. Swag Turtle coming around here as well with level 6. Will be starting it off. A nice smite steal. Will be able to secure it. Carrie's going to flash himself out. Biggest Big Boy with the follow-up. One more rocket should do it. The flash auto though from the Swagger Turtle will secure the kill. That's helpful for him too, but I don't know if he had any more rockets. Doesn't look like he had any more in his arsenal though to bring out, so he needed that secure. Buys a little bit more time. Should be able to put Big Boy a little bit ahead too. Should be able to hit level 6 faster than Diego. Meanwhile, bot lane, 1 or 2 more waves will get Shmugi to level 6. XP wise, they are ahead as well. The root nearly getting Seraphine there would have been a very dangerous situation as Recover already had another ignite. The meta that I've been seeing lately with a bunch of ADCs has been equipping the exhaust. Jinx though here for IIT electing with the heal. Looking like IIT just wants to do their darn just to try to push up this wave. The ultimate will land, putting Maximus there at like about 300 or so health. Looking a little bit worried, but unfortunately Seraphine not 6 yet. Viego is here though, forcing the flash out of Shmugi. Gets the boost from Karma. But this is not a level 6 Viego. They might be able to get themselves out of it. However, a little bit too much harass, putting themselves right under the turret. One auto could do it. It's not going to be enough to ignite from Seraphine. Not enough either. Maximus going to walk away with just about 20 health, and we're talking about slim margins here. It is darn close. Meanwhile, we kind of left the island there on the top lane. Usually their own farming skills, but Big Boy not going to take his chances and is going to help assist his Gnar there and help to push up the lead there on the top lane, as well as potentially the first plate here as well. So that'll give him a little bit of extra gold. But a lot of focus on this bot lane has made it pretty difficult for IIT again, and speaking with it for Jinx, it just makes it harder again. Hold on, replay. What the heck happened here? Cares walking inside the jungle, no vision here, but a package on the turtle, walks him right in front of it. Does Cares even see it? Who cares? He doesn't even, you can use the payload. The AP damage just too much. Corki doesn't care either. Double package movement, gonna push him up here. A little bit of harass on both sides, has these guys facing opposite ends. Corki going to keep moving up though. He does have Zin and Nard coming around here. Another Drowsy will claim him. That damage is a little bit too much. The Ignite and the Exhaust, though, will just be enough to finish him off. And slim margins again, though. Average Joey there to follow up on the solo kill onto Karma will put him nicely ahead. I think, actually, that's going to be 700 gold ahead of that Ornn right now. So he's in a very nice spot, at least in the mid and top, it looks like. I don't know if they show shutdown gold anymore in these, no they do, yep. Nora has got the 150G right there, so they do show shutdown gold here. Ornn, meanwhile though, going to take the time to push out his lane, will not be able to secure though his first plate just yet. This is a Nara back there to convert. Once again though, IIT pushing this bot lane as hard as they can. I think the goal, you know, they are keeping up in CS though, in the CS department, so we'll give them credit for that. But this is the third time now actually CD game has come down here to stun the root and trap. The damage from Jhin is going to be way too much to ult as well to follow up. One more ultimate is not going to land up here to Poro, but the flash there is there. Viego with the follow-up is not level 6 though. But we'll be able to get the... Actually, maybe I spoke too soon. I think... Nope, she had it. She is not level 6 yet, but is able to get the kill on Cares. Which I think is actually the benefit of Zin. He's going to give him the time right now to invade. He does have the barrel. He's going to secure himself these chapters. Maybe even move up for a game here on top as well. We'll have to see. A little bit of a commit here from Muso. Making him very close. He's going to commit for the ult. The third Q is not going to proc here. Third W, excuse me. But it does mean that Big Boy is going to be running up here. Who has the knowledge of what's happening here? No lane pushed up. Rift Herald being placed down. Big Boy here smashing here between two members. He does have the ultimate, I believe. It's going to buy him a little bit of time. Not going to be enough. Average Joey's going to try to dive in here. The ult is not going to stun him against the wall either. Could be a double kill. And that's going to be enough gold there. Done. Good amount of shutdown gold there for the Viego. The Rift Herald able to do its job and able to knock down the turret now here to just above 1k health, but That's definitely going to be a little bit. That's definitely more in the favor now of KSU with now about a 400 gold lead here. So a little bit on the team play aspect here seems to be where KSU is excelling. Solo-wise, seems like IIT is holding out on their own in terms of laning, you can tell with the CS, but in terms of picking out fight, in terms of committing, looks like certain members are committed. Karma going to place a sleeping ward right on top of these Croaks. Zin will be blissfully unaware. Is going to send out the warding lens here. Won't be able to capture this one. Does get the outline of Zoe shown here in the river. But IIT, limited vision here. They do have one for the river that's going to be cleaned out by Karma, and only one lone ward here. No TP potential though yet for the Gnar, as with part of the new patch has brought in the Unleashed teleport. The slow is there. Forcing the charm here for Seraphine. That's good damage. Jinx gonna get excited now. This could be a double kill that Jinx sorely needs here. Excuse me, just one kill. Seraphine got the first one. And I guess I spoke too soon about the team play, as IIT has a little bit of nice follow-up and should be able to get themselves started on this mountain trade. Which will also give us an insight into which will be the first dragon that they'll be fighting for in the soul here. A little bit of stability puts the lead back here in IIT's favor as well, so Mountain Dragon is going to be showed up. Chem Dragon is going to be the soul here. So, as I was talking about earlier, so part of the changes here, as you can see here on the map, I'm going to close down this minimap so it gets a little bit better of a look here. So, minimap here kind of turns into this kind of fog area, mostly centered around the inner camps. You don't actually see it inside like the blue buff area. For red, it's around their red buff. For red team's blue buff side, it's around their walls. But what you're basically looking at is it's kind of like a hidden concealment zone. You can't see enemies, wards won't pick them up, and whatnot, besides control wards, hold on. But if you walk too close, if you have two enemies that are close to each other by proximity, you guys will spot each other out. Makes it a little bit more dynamic. Interesting back here is going to have Seraphine still commit for this back. Balls on this lad. Jinx will have to stay behind. Shouldn't be in danger of a dive here though. She does have some that be pretty foolhardy too. But a little bit of excitement here in the top lane. Diego showing his fangs here in the top. Clearing out Tribush ward. Does have another Rift Herald spawning pretty soon. I don't know why we don't have a timer for that, unfortunately. And we haven't talked about mid lane in a while, but looking like the Swag Turtle keeping up here with that dang dude. Why did they have all these does in their in-game name? Again, so we kind of reached this kind of a waiting phase right now. Both teams trying to see no objectives really to fight for at the moment. Turret plating has gone down, so right now it's just team trying to fight for it. A stun will be there. Dak Dang Dude quarter goes Seraphine. Heretofore will go down to follow up as well there on the top lane. Jinx Rocket from downtown will just tickle the Viego. And unfortunately, a couple of quick plays puts the lead right back into KSU's hands. Close game here. Biggest Big Boy is going to be spotted out by the lens. Viego looking like he wants to follow up there. It's limited though. Could he try to go attempt a 1v2? No, that's a decent amount of damage. It is going to bounce the board and I don't know about that one. But it's going to give time now for KSU to start themselves to force this Rift Herald. Corki does not have a package available. They are going to have to Zoe roaming once again. Shmuvi caught in between the rock and a hard place. Gets the Drowsy. Unfortunately, one more auto should do it. Jin's going to clean it up. Beautiful, going to try to do what she can, but the Ignite is too strong. And the outplay from that dang dude is going to push this lead up now to 3-0-2. Another kerfuffle there makes the Rift Herald actually end up going to IIT, so I think this was a TP play. I actually don't know if this is a bug where they don't actually show CDs here correctly. I have no clue. I'd like to think that it is. It's just actually that doesn't show in spectate correctly. But we'll see. Yeah, see? Okay. If that teleport goes through, just see this line. So maybe it does work and I'm just... Nard was just actually able to get to that fight when he needed to. Interesting. Okay, so a couple of changes. Bot lane from Bot lane, as we mentioned before during Pick Ban, that 4-ban seems to be working out in favor for KSU. They have been able to take the first tier in the bot lane. First tier for KSU is still pretty healthy. The Rift Herald, I believe, was placed to chunk down the mid earlier just now. But KSU looking to respond on their own time to try to make an attempt here onto the mid lane for IIT's tier 1. Meanwhile, Biggest Big Boy and Gnar committing there on that kill for the Orange should be able to help secure tier 1 on the bot. But you've got 3 members, Shmoovy, left on her lonesome. The arcane animation buff is not going to be strong enough to last you against a 1v3 like this, but he's going to try. Buys a little bit of time, unfortunately. No summoners used. Thankfully didn't have any at his hand, but a 1, 4, and 2 Jinx is not the best of ways to get things going, unfortunately. So, talking about leads, though, we've got now expanded to about 700 gold lead there for the Gnar. Oh lord, about 1k manageable for the Jhin. That's essentially like a plus 25 AD on a pickaxe or something. And supports are supports, who cares about that. No, Corki doing well on his own. He is managing himself into CS. He's not too far behind in the kills department either. A big fight here with a potential package play on top of an objective like this Chem Dragon spawning very soon would be able to make things a little bit more exciting. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about the mini-match. Pretty much uncontested here. IIT limited vision here on this. They are going to try to use the Shurilius to give them a little bit of speed boost. Corki is still trying to go for it. He is going to dive 1v3 here. Gets deleted. The Bloodthirst provides him a little bit of time. Can he get finished? That's the flash play! The flash play will save him. They're going to have to body block to escort this Corki out. Oh, okay, that's a little bit close. And he will be able to walk out of it just fine. Nice play there from Swag Turtle. A full-on package commit with the flash play to get himself out there. Made it a pretty tricky fight for KSU to navigate themselves out of, but well played to him for sure. Okay, top 7 Corki. I believe it now. Not something you see out of your normal solo queue plays like that for sure. A little bit of backup on Seraphim healing, I think, as well gave him that security to make sure he didn't have to worry about dying too much. So essentially, it looks like IIT's playing for the style right now. They know that bot lane's pretty much, you know, screwed over at whatever point they can. They're just going to try to let Shmoovy catch back up where he can. He does have the items to take down this rather tanky Ornn, right? This tank Ornn's building full armor right now, no MR items yet. Which isn't actually that good because, you know, as we know, Corki's damage is command based as well. But they have enough AD members here from the Xin, Gnar, Jinx that going armor first is fine, I suppose. With the Ninja Tabbies there for and then the Ninja Tabbies there for Viego as well is gonna help keep the Jinx alive a little bit longer with this build. Biggest Big Boy approaching himself. The AR is able to get the slow. Shirley is activated right now for the Karma to get herself out, but the speed boost is going to be enough to keep her safe. A little bit of a fight for this Scuttle, but no smites used here. But a TP there from Ornn will buy some time. ASU looking like they want to commit Shirilius there on Poro's side. With the Ornn ultimate is going to get just one knockup of the Gnar. He should be able to get away into flash play though. With the Xin ult is going to get him safely behind. Zoe misses though her Q, and IIT looking like they can close back in. So not too much that KSU was able to capitalize on. Pings here for the Baron. I don't think KSU is going to commit for this, but a nice ultimate from Jinx is going to chunk Max this down to now just under 300 health, making it pretty risky. Jinx getting excited off one kill could be huge here for IIT. Trying to navigate whatever vision control that they can here. Poro getting chunked. Viego coming in. The root though, caught unawares, is going to have IIT one member short, unfortunately. And IIT, unfortunately, dilly-dallying a little bit too long inside this buff, inside their own jungle. They don't really have the tools here to get themselves to know what's going on. They don't have the lens. They know that the Ornn's around. A couple members from KSU going to commit for this back though safely. So, looks like the fight has died down for now. Viego coming in once again though is going to try to do what he can on this Shmoovy here. A little bit of follow-up. Flash though to get himself out. Valuable summoner there for Viego though, especially if they're trying to look at any potential huge dives with with a big poke from Zoe and a flash play from Viego could easily kill one of those backline members. Russo though, a little bit risky. Looks like Nar wants to commit for this follow-up. He is going to have that W proccing off pretty nicely for him. One more Q should be able to land it. Just out of range. Zoe though, skipping her way over here to the top lane. Trying to see what she can find. No vision here for IIT members. Oh, I forgot to grab his boomerang. And Zoe here trying to see if she can kind of spot out any wards. There is going to be one lone one there placed by the Maximus. And another catch here potentially. Ultimate there committed. Nice. Lands on both members here. One follow-up here from Big Boy. Exhaust here being used by Ginger to fly himself out. Nice knock-up though. One more will be able to do it. And the item follow-up with the Gore Drinker. Able to finish him off. Rock from downtown. Oh, so close, Shmovie. That would have been huge if he were able to land it. Definitely would have been able to kill as well from that distance. But again, IIT letting Shmovie on his own. And no one contesting him right now. So IIT committing, looks like to be 4 members here to start themselves off. A control ward will spot out to Zoe. They gotta go for the body block here. It's gonna hurt though. Fear Part will take massive damage if it lands. Here to average Zoe though. There to ward off the. Oh my lord, dang dude. Is this the top Gnar? He's gonna be asleep. Not enough rage though. Oh, so close though. The CC. Unfortunately, been too much for follow-up. This is a 4K Baron. I think IIT's got to call it off. All members here converging. Jin's got his ultimate as well. Too much there for IIT to consider going in for anymore, but it is going to give the time for KSU though to regroup. Think about another key objective with another dragon here for the Chem Dragons spawning here. And so the benefits for V-Dragon looks like what? Deal up to 6% increased damage against enemies with more current health. So honestly, I don't know how beneficial that is because most of IIT members are pretty squishy. So I don't know. I mean, probably just destroys Zin though because he's going for a little bit of a tankier build with this Gore Drinker and Phage. Maybe I forgot what Zin is. Hold on. Another 1v1. The top 7 Corki NA. The Swag Turtle does not care. And he is confident in his playmaking ability. BT will activate though. The burn damage from an Ignite, I believe, from Zoe is going to take about a minute and a half for him to get that effect back up. A couple of vision bushes is going to give him sight of that Viego. Going to send out a friendly rocket just to wave hello and let him know that you're not getting off so easy. IIT though still having KSU still having both of their tier 1 and bot and mid still available just by slivers of health. 95 there, 1500. But IIT again seems to still be putting a lot of pressure, you know, right here on this top side. They've got decent vision here with their river, 2 control wards, one here, one here. So looks like they're trying to see who's gonna, you know, force out this first Baron fight. But Jinx versus Jin right here, they're still about 1k behind there in the deficit for Jinx, but a big team fight could turn it around for her. PD Kraken will allow her to make short work of Thorn for sure, as long as she doesn't get too chunked from Zoe poke. That's definitely something to be watching out for. IIT trying to see where they can get some vision, but KSU's done a pretty good job of keeping eyes on the possible ambush points. And it looks like they're going to commit to allow Corki to head back with his, to just continue pushing where he can. He does have the TP to play. Looks like Gnar has it as well if need be, so they're going kind of for like a 1-3-1, little bit of hybrid. Massive wave there being pushed in for bot lane. But it doesn't look like Corki wants to follow up anymore. He wants to give security. Where are they sending that rocket to? No, it must have been a low karma. I probably just spoke too early. Nope, hold on. So Corki not going to commit for this back. They are going to try to force it fight out here. So they know, gives the information though that they don't have to be worried about Zoe. This is going to give a little bit more confidence to IIT as they kind of start poking their noses a little bit past the river here. Shrillia's activated. They're trying to see if they can make any plays alongside with his Zin and Seraphine. It's definitely a great combo to work itself off of. Follow up here is going to commit. Nice charm there from Coral. It's going to make Seraphine pretty worried. The heal is going to try to see by whatever time she can. The ultimate not going to be able to land. One slow on here, then Fear to Portal just manages to get away here. Follow up here from Average Joey. This is a great fight here for the Hawks, unless things go miraculously wrong. Big follow up from Average Joey. Huge boulder to the face, and that's going to be 4 kills and none in favor of IIT, giving them what they need here for this Baron Swag Turtle here to help as well. Zoe a little bit too far behind, and looking like that play has paid off with the Swag Turtle able to take its attention away from Zoe. A little bit of Smoothie getting excited though. Not that big yet though, buddy. You gotta be careful. It is going those kills and assists though working out in Jinx's favor, pushing her gold deficit now only to about 300, and that lead should only grow with this Baron buff power play in mind. Speaking of, I don't have a Bud Light Ace and I don't have a Baron power play, so if there's sponsors watching, please let me know. I kid. We do have a couple of like supporters from a couple of vendors. Logitech, SHI, LG have helped us back in the summer when we've had a big conference for esports. Back in the late summer of 2021, but it's an exciting time for colleges to actually be able to get sponsors like that, and not just traditional peripheral kind of stuff like all of your HyperX, even just some of the more traditional media like Intel and whatnot. Yeah, it's always fun. Alright, enough. I digress though. Let's see. So Baron buff here now. We've got another dragon here spawning in 30 seconds. Oh, I know why we don't see it. It's because the League of Legends client doesn't have a symbol for Chem Dragon yet. That's why you can't tell. They coded it the same color as Mountain Dragon. Interesting. Average Joey though, cleanse here, forced by Muso. It's not going to do anything, buddy. Too much damage. Nice little 1v1 there for Joey, and he's going to be able to just... IIT's just going to waste their time, force the members of KSU back here. All the way back to their their inhib turret actually here. And that's a nice, large, and healthy Gnar there. I think that's got to be like a 2k lead now. Holy cow, okay, 3k. 3k lead here, okay. Cares, looking at the 1v1, this is a what the heck? Ultimate here, commit. Joey is big. He wants to go for it, he's thirsty. Q not going to land. Does have the ultimate available though, I think. Could be wrong. I can't tell this no time. Oh, no. Stun here is Baron buff minions here. Rocket there from Jinx to help repel her. Baron buff minions are huge, but the Jhin damage, a little bit too much there for the Nard Candle. But IIT still just looking for the traits that they can take. 1-for-1 kill there on Cares. Will help further, protect their backline potential guys. So I'm gonna try to get what objectives that they can though. In the meantime, we've got I think a turret. So turret there for
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
tier 2 bot. Third dragon here making it sole point here for the Hawks, and they've built themselves quite a sizable lead since, looking at 8k here. 8k if my math right, 7k? It's close. A lot of stuns here though. Borzin might have been not more than shoot. Oak's only gonna make him buy him another 2 seconds. He's still alive though. Wait, how's he still alive? Oh, GA, I'm sorry. It is gonna buy him enough time, and Hawks now using whatever lead that they can to keep going. The Swag Turtle very close to dying. But you don't mess with rank 7 Corky for nothing. Jinx now a complete menace on the Rift. She's finally had enough time dying it out on like before deaths constantly. She's 2 levels ahead of Jhin. IIT ready to close out this game. A quick TP from the Corky after a recall. It's gonna bring him back to full health. No package though. Shouldn't be a problem. Just deep damage from Smoothie, the damage from Swag Turtle. However, the double kill though on Jhin is gonna make it a little bit okay. Flash there from Big Boy. Gonna try to get himself out. Board Drinker. Oh, nice little dodge there. But now we're just kind of shaking hands and delaying some time, and that will be IIT in 30 minutes 40 seconds. 21-19 to kills, 59.1k to 50k gold with that victory against KSU. GG's. Not bad. Good stuff. Their bot lane got absolutely shafted. The 4 supports is definitely tough. So looking like that strategy though, IIT was flexible enough to kind of navigate themselves out of that deficit. You know, let the Jinx keep her alone. Have Seraphine land some pretty nasty ults from downtown to get multiple members and getting Xin ahead, getting Gnar ahead, and a couple of nice bold plays from Corki will do that. Fun stuff. That was a pretty good game. Good comeback. All right. Let's see. Are they playing anymore? Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, the unfortunate thing is they're not playing with the Battlefy client, right? So these stats won't probably get sent. However, oh shoot. Why does dude, this client is so dumb. Okay, now it's finally back up. Okay, so 1-0 start there for the Hawks. Well played. Yeah, it was pretty interesting. They were definitely able to come back. I think at certain points they were definitely behind. KSU had first drag, and then really poor play from Cares had IIT getting the second drag, I think. And then a team fight that KSU won ended up getting them their second dragon. Or the third dragon spawn was theirs to make it number 2 for them. And then at that point, it started just getting a lot of like more spicy and more kind of fiesta type of style, in terms of just a lot of like skirmishes going on. Not too much organization 5v5 full-on fights, which seems to have been the preference of what IIT wanted to go for. They definitely just don't have as much time to skirmishes, right, are difficult, I think, for KSU to follow up on, because they don't have as much reliable poke instantly to like make its members super scared, right? So they don't have as much prep time. I think one of Zoe's biggest points in order to make her like an effective champion has to be kind of like, is you have to get them scared early, especially when fighting for an objective. Otherwise it's just like otherwise they'll just dive, and then you won't be able to have enough damage and be able to kite for your life to land those nice little pot shots as a Zoe player. Oh well, I doubt. Oh, I was gonna put a little bit of banter on there. Why did they didn't change to engineer and just made it engineer? Production value pog. Aw, thanks, dude. Yeah, feel free to give us a follow. We also have a YouTube channel as well. I can link that. We have a command for that. Yeah, I did a slide on KSU if you want to watch the stream earlier where I was talking about the players. I had engineer based on like a Twitter DM or Twitter post that I saw like when I stalked their social media to try to get some basic info on opponents and whatnot. Anyway. Okay. Let's see. Okay, both sides are finally ready. Means that we can get going with the next set of games. Alright, so flip side here, we'll have now IIT onto the red side, meaning that KSU will take first pick here. And And looking like we're just gonna have the same lineup. It's gonna be Muso, Cares, that dang dude, Barry, and Maximus. And once again, the Yumi ban. So, you know, we're gonna have to see. You know, does this first game make KSU consider? You know what? Even if we banned out 4 guys, is it worth having the rank 7 Corki NA out there menacing us all over? Is it worth having the Gnar potential to 1v1 us? You know, maybe KSU will let a couple of those initial support bans slide, but doesn't look to be the case. Still going with the Yumi, still going with the Lulu. I think, what else? The other 2 players they had were Thresh and Nami in terms of bans for KSU, so we'll see if they commit to that again. Meanwhile, IIT, though, they are looking like they're taking out that Shen, and I was making a joke. I think one of their players is called Shenjanier apparently before, so maybe that name change was actually smart so they didn't ban Shen. But any serious college, you know, that's actually trying to make a good like 3-3-4-2 run in and of course like collegiate coaches like for those varsity schools and whatnot, but IIT we're not that kind of school. We do it ourselves and we do it daily, and that's how we always operated. But you know, they do their OPGG research, right? So they should have already seen by this guy's play rate that Shen was something that they needed to worry about for sure, right? Oh no! Alright, Muso gonna pick up the Corki for themselves, and could be flexed between Uwuberry or that dang dude. I have no idea. I'm not part of the research analyst team for IIT anymore, so I have no clue. You know how they who's Corki that's going in the hands of. God forbid it could go on Muso. I swear to God, I've seen Corki top played like this. One of the things that I've noticed about past couple seasons for League is that they usually make an effort like to flex like their champs to be not just centered towards like one role only. Like Gnar has potential in jungle. Morgana had jungle potential right back a couple seasons or patches ago. So like Corki also has that ability to kind of flex it around between the mid and ADC lines. The only thing I will say that I just hate the most in terms of flexibility has been like the double mage bot lane, like Talia Swain, or like Swain Zyra, or like those ones maybe as a kind of like a marksman support kind of comfort player as a support main. Like that's what I'm used to, right? So kind of playing like those kind of more unique styles of something that is shooting out spells versus like bullets and arrows is like a very different kind of dueling aspect in terms of a 2v2 fighting, right? So
Charging battery.
oh shit. I think my wire's good enough that I can take it to the charger. Okay, but let's finish off the bans here. So Diana ban here for KSU. And they are going to go for the Kayn, Jinx, and Leona there for IIT. So a couple of differences. I think I saw that Leona ban before game 1 though. Jinx is definitely new, of course, since she was played in game 1. But Shmoovy, once again, kind of going for that kind of late game carry, 100 to 0, with the Vayne pick. You know, and once again, the flip side is that she gets 100 to 0 early. So we're gonna have to see, you know, what kind of support they have in mind. There's a couple of picks that are like very bad for Vayne to play with the support. Taric is great. I've had a lot of fun with Taric Vayne. Bard's one of the pretty hard ones to do like good dueling with, just because it's just really hard. Unless you can like guarantee landing stuns, you will almost lose out any trade against like an enchanter bot lane, like a full commit bot lane with Fiona. It's just, you know, that's one of my least favorite things to do with. I've actually been having more luck in solo queue playing Taric than Bard though, as my one trick. Oh, alright, so Seraphine being removed now from Fear to Poro, so looking like KSU's giving some respect to those big ults that Poro was thrown out from all the way across the map. And hover now here onto the Blitz. Thresh was also open though for 3 to 4, and it is. So the ban from game 1 comes through here for game 2 for IIT's bot lane. So a main Thresh bot lane, one of the definite traditional pairings that we usually see in the LCS, I think, for sure. Right? But we still got other hook champions available. Nautilus being covered right now. And in terms of Bully Bear ban was new, I think. I think that's focused on top lane. Bully jungle's just not fun at all. And looking like it's going to be Karis on the Viego once again. And Aphelios bot lane there for that Dane dude, but he's going to be followed up with his own hook friend with Maximus picking up, or Uberry picking up Nautilus for Maximus. So exciting. That's going to be a lot of dueling there. Whoever has to see these up and can just kind of commit for it all in is definitely in their favor. But if KSU follows a similar style of like really early engages to kind of shut down their bot lane, that'll definitely give them a pretty good advantage. In terms of roaming potential, Nautilus is not really the best. It's just he's such a clunky champ unless you're building like a, oh wait, I can't play Silver Scrapes. That song gets me copy striked. And also, I shouldn't be playing Silver Scrapes because we're not even at a tiebreaker game yet, so that's spoilers. Okay. So last pick will be the Wukong top for Muso. An average Joey with the Singe top will be interesting. And Big Zone, similar jungles. Viego for Cares, Sinjal for Big Boy. Corky now for Dang Dude, and Swag Turtle will have the Victor instead though. Good engage tools that we've got for IIT. Singed, if he's coming from an ambush point. Zin could have the potential dive. Definitely gonna have to build himself pretty tanky though for sure. And then the picks are there. Initiation definitely there with the Wukong ult, with the Nautilus ult, with Corky package. But IIT has some of their own tools to kite, right? Thresh ultimate, Zin ultimate, Victor's gates. Definitely will want to keep an eye out on like fights on choke points. Like trying to, if you have one team at Dragon Pit earlier than the other, trying to shut the other off from even coming in. But this definitely seems like a big vision game, trying to see if they can spot each other out, right? So, alright. Still got about 8 viewers. So again, hashtag IIT win, hashtag KSU win. Let us know in the chat, you know, who you think you got going on, who's got some money. Oh wait, hold on, I'm not supposed to promote gambling. Who you've got your RP on for winning out this game. Also, there is a fantasy series for collegiate LoL that's somewhere on the website for them, so feel free to take a look at that as well. Normally I do like a we'll be back screen, but since I've already been talking for about 2 minutes, I'm just gonna leave the screen here, hop off my keyboard for a quick break, get some water, and then when we come back it'll be Game 2 on its way. Stay tuned.
Mic off. Mic on.
We gotta figure out how to connect this OBS. Alright. Welcome back. Should hopefully come through. Let's hope. I really don't want to deal with this client again. Alright, looks like we are back. Game is showing properly now. And again, so this is, for those just tuning in, Illinois Tech Esports taking the first game here against Kansas State University Wildcats. And we are now on to our game 2. It's going to be Muso on the Wukong top, Karis Viego jungle, Dat Dane Dude on the Corky mid, Uwuberry with the Aphelios bot, and Maximus on the Nautilus support. Average Joey though gonna spot out a lot of members here as the Singe top lane here, as they're gonna get that information to know that this is a big no-no spot. Interesting invade angle here. But biggest big boy gonna be placing down his ward there on the river. Gonna go for a quick back to grab himself a lens. And it's going to be the Swag Turtle there with a really great Corky performance for sure for the game 1. But this time now Corky in the hands of that dang dude will make the Swag Turtle have to deal with the Victor. Shmoovie able to come back nicely on her own with Jinx. And then Fear to Poro will be able to finally see a Thresh performance from her, as she was that champion was banned in game 1. IIT though once again kind of opting in for this kind of invade approach. A little bit of minion stalling though is going to give the information that something's amiss here. Where could Xin Zhao be? IIT knows that Viego is not has the red start with a nicely little placed ward there from Fear to Poro. And a little bit of minion navigation. Oh, well, Shmoovie, what are you doing? That's 3 CS you've already missed. God damn it. That's fine. And nice little bit of trade there from that dang dude is going to already chunk down that Victor. Come on, Swag Turtle. The one thing, you know, that I always hate in solo queue is like, if I have a main, hold on. Level 2 engage here. Your Poro going in, the exhaust here will come through. Any follow up here from Big Boy here will have the first blood going to the Xin. And Aphelios is going to have to walk the long way around his jungle if he wants to have any hope of getting more CS. Nice little trick play here. I did not actually catch that movement of the Xin pathing, but it looks like he went for red and then just instantly went for green. No, he had to have one thing. Maybe I'm not sure. He might have just gone straight for level 2 gank, which would have been pretty ballsy, actually, now that I think a little bit about it. But it looks like it. All of his other camps are up, so I have no clue how he did that. Regardless, a little bit of XP leech from the bot lane and getting himself this Gromp here should get him to level 3 right after as well. So, despite the kind of first, I think this is also another turn where IIT gets the first one, so I believe KSU had the first one. Actually, no, maybe Dar got the first one? I can't remember now. Flash here from Swag Turtle, though, will put him in the danger zone as Karis does have division here for KSU. Actually, excuse me, that's Corky's word. But both junglers now 3.5 over 3. So Karis will be hitting level 4 after this camp. Is a little bit ahead as he's been just power farming, only coming down just now for that gank, as opposed to Xin coming in for the gank earlier on. So looks like all sides are pretty much content to farm around for a little bit. Singed here with his first back pass, going to pick up a pair of boots. Refill on his pots. And the Swag Turtle not having the best of times here against this Corky mid for sure. A little bit of aggro here played. Swag, biggest big boy though, with a flash available and a dream. Won't have to follow up, still looking at something here though. He's going to be chunking down the half health, the package. Going to push himself forward. Flash play here from Karis. Any more follow up? It's close. Very close, but oh, hold on. But Victor wants to stay here to try to get whatever CS that he can get, whatever XP that he can soak in for sure. A little bit of a risky play here. Karis coming in for an invade is going to be able to get all of his Raptors though. And we'll place a neatly tucked away ward here to keep an eye out on that Xin as he makes his way through these Krogs. Meanwhile, bot lane, been a while since that first blood action. Neither side has selected to back. Poro with a commencing stopwatch. Interesting choice of rune there. And Karis will be coming down for his first gank here on the bot lane. Second gank overall, but first gank here at bot. Hook will miss line and sinker. Very close here. Poro has her abilities with the flay, but no hook yet. And IIT will be able to walk out of that this time. This gives a little bit of time for Xin to grab some information. Sees that all of the camps here on the blue side, on their buffer missing. Nice little bit of a follow-up, but from a nice hook from downtown from Maximus, but Lantern will save the day for the Vayne. And she's still got her pot, so she's not doing too bad. Level 5 now approached here for IIT spot lane. Will be able to capitalize on this CS wave. We're gonna have to see if they want to commit for another wave. It does look like it. The wave is just crashing in now, so IIT is gonna have to make pretty short work of it. Perhaps a flay to help speed things along fresh. There you go. Oh, I forgot to turn on that timer. Oh, I lied. So the yellow plate is actually shown for just every dragon, but Chemtech dragon does not have a symbol on their spectate bars, but they do have it on the summary page above. Interesting. Level 6 here approached by both mid laners. Corky does have that sizable CS lead, pushing now above a little bit, about 200. And the first dragon, once again, being started by KSU. IIT, though, does have the information here. They will see it. Another smite battle will have Vegas Big Boy coming in with the kill. Maximus going to have to flash away. Flash follow-up from Aphelios. Is going to have to exhaust. It's going to have too much damage. Just one more auto from Aphelios is able to finish it up, though. Any more here. Vayne wanting to get herself on board here. Going to throw out the exhaust. Beautiful. Does have the hook, not going to land here. But Singe gonna have to flash himself out. This poison damage is helpful there. Play there to bring another bit of CC. And alright. Exciting stuff here. IIT coming out on top in the end though. That was a very spooky moment to Singed with that grab right on top of the Vayne. However, all's well that ends well with almost all summoners being blown except for Victor Slash when he helped Xin get that kill on the on Karis there. But Xin now caught up back on the XP, will have the Ocean Drake to be proud of himself for, and getting himself that red buff, looking at the potential Rift Herald start. Not just yet. A little bit of CC to knock off that shield from the Scuttle. And a little bit of roaming here from Victor, maybe potentially inside their own jungle. We'll have to see if the Zen is thinking about it. Doesn't look like it. They're just going to try to power through this crypto right now. Singe coming along to say hi, doing his own thing. But he will be along to help Diego. Diego might not have vision of this yet. It looks like he only took a glance. He just saw the Scuttle and caught it day. So I don't think KSU has this information right now. And they're just wondering, hey, Singe, what you doing? Bit of a channel here. It is going to start Diego going here, and that's going to be way too much damage onto average Joey, and will be caught on, but at the expense of Xin being able to secure himself the first Herald for the team. Meanwhile, let's talk about items real quick. Looking like another War Drinker there for Helios. Victor trying to do what he can against the Corky. It's still maintaining the 10 CS, difference, so he's not getting completely bombed out, thankfully. Meanwhile, Musa going to take advantage of the time of Singe being AFK. Singe going to expense his early teleports with just come back to get some CS, get some XP, and we're looking at another kind of lull in team fights right now until the next objective probably spawns until about 2 minutes right now. But in terms of team comp, KSU once again pretty AD heavy here. They've got the AP a little bit here from the Corki, but that's already a Ninja Tabbies here for Singe. I won't be surprised if Zin is going for one of his own as well. Rush though, confident with the, okay hold on, level 6 play here. Looks like they want to commit Fear to Portal. Not able to get the hook, but does have the damage to follow up. Shmubi looking in here. Ultimate from Aphelios should buy a little bit of blocking space. And be able to walk away with just one kill under their belt, unfortunately. Decent numbers pretty low here, but it will be Vayne able to secure that kill, I believe. And a bit of a commit here from Swag Turtle. Here we go. That's good damage, but no ignite though, unfortunately, means that he wouldn't be able to follow up on any more. Was close though, for sure. Oh boy, Swag Turtle knows what Corki's CDs are. He's trying to keep track of that. Viego coming in for smoking. Has to force himself to flash out. Can they do any more extra damage? It's so close. Oh, but he walks himself right into that shot. I think if he kept moving forward, he might have been able to actually dodge it, but looking like Corki actually predicted it, but at the expense of trading each other's lives. So, Summoner blown though for Victor is unfortunate. A bit of trading here from Average Joey. Wukong going in here for a dive himself and activating his ult. Will be placing down the Rift Herald to draw some pressure away from this dragon spawning in 30 seconds, but Rift Herald able to chunk down the Rift Herald to about half. A little bit over 2k health. IIT starting their preparations towards this dragon. You've got Vayne's flash coming out in about 40. But a little bit of a skirmish here, so fighting 51 nice hook there finally from Fear to Portal with the exhausting pop. Should be able to get the kill. The root is so close, but Maximus able to walk away with the kill. Package here from Corki is going to shred through the IIT members for sure. It's way too much damage for that token package. A nice little counterplay there from KSU Wildcats to bring the kill count to their favor, I believe, with bot lane kills. Only Aphelios diving. Only Aphelios dying, excuse me, at the end of that exchange. Is that going to be confident enough, though, for IIT to look at a 2v2 with their mid-jungle versus Corki Nautilus that's at 1 health? A bit of poke there from a blind spot, putting up the cage. Gonna have to try to get whatever blocks that they catch. Smite will secure. And IIT will now have 2 dragons to their name. And we were once again hit with the Cat Dragon Soul. Did they fight for Soul Point in game 1? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure they didn't have a soul. They just had 4 dragons. No, excuse me. They only had 3 dragons. I'm dumb. I was trying to say Elder Dragon buff. But I think they only had 3 dragons.
Turret plating will soon fall.
Also, why are my frames at 70, 80 frames right now? This is weird. I'm not the one I'm supposed to have this slow. Give me a second, sorry, chat. I'm gonna try to fix my stuff real quick to hopefully help things a little bit. Don't worry, there's something exciting happening besides Corki's flash. And the reason that the Windows snap is because I have the Windows mode on. So that's the reason. Oh, hold on. Alright, Average Joey, what you got for me? Still trying to run for his life here. And the, what is that, Grasp from Dying? You know, for his runes, right? You know, we'll be able to give him a little bit of health back. Zin, meanwhile, waiting in the corner here. And we've seen that he has a decent chunk here. I didn't even bother looking at the bot lane because I want to see if Zin can help here. They are going to commit, nice little flip over. Will have the Wukong ultimate. That is going to be a lot of damage. It's going to force himself to go for the flash out. Nice little knock up to buy a little bit of time, but here comes the double TPs. Biggest big boy wants to try to see if he can go for it, but TP for TP ends up leaving KSU on the front end of that trade with their Tears coming in for that gank to help secure 2 kills your name, and another vision control here on Cares is going to have him caught, stunned on top of the Victor cage, has him running for his life, and he's going to get zapped by the Victor. And Victor having his first legendary item already finished with that Crown of the Shattered Queen. Pretty useful, right? It's a what is it? What is a Riot called? It's the Mage Assassin counter or something like that. But average Joey though doesn't look like Singed is as much of a comfort pick perhaps, or at least in terms of dueling against the Wukong. Love a little bit of trading here. And the Swag Turtle comes out on top. Excuse me. From the looks of it. Couple more legendary items though on the board. Kraken Slayer there for the Vayne. Lock of Fear for the Thresh. And even with the kills, you still have Thresh just a bit ahead, so could have just been from the CS soaking or something. Or just vision control, maybe taking out more control wards, I'm not too sure. Could have just been more lane presence too, who knows. But still, both teams very close. You know, this is that I'm you know, even though it's unfortunate that KSU this match probably won't count as official since we're not using any Battlefy data. I think this was a good matchup in the end for both schools to kind of just test out some of each other competition. This could be, maybe they could be strength partners in the future, test out some more things. We'll have to see, but before we get too excited with ourselves, Thresh coming over she has a ward, I think, but it's not going to commit towards anything more. They want to commit for more. Viego coming in though, and it's going to give the information that the Rift Herald has been started at 6k though. So thank you for doing that work for us. But Thresh will say thank you even more for this kill, forcing Ceres to flash Singe though with a nice little pull to hold those members. It won't be able to get the grab though on Ophelios. One more hook from Fear to Portal though, this time will not land. And alright. Unfortunately, carries that proactivity onto the Herald and was not enough though. Not enough damage just yet. Biggest Big Boy looking for his own damage here. They are looking for the close. It's not going to be enough though. Never mind, it is a miracle lantern save there from Thresh. Well played. And the flash there to receive it will have IIT be able to get a little bit of kill, a little bit of gold there. There was no shutdown on him. The shutdown goal was actually $1 because they were able to grab that earlier. And Fear to 4 will follow up here with her own ult. Huge package there. Not going to be doing as much damage. But that's all of the damage that they have for this dragon right now. It's going to make it very tough for KSU to look at a potential fight here for this objective. They've got to be pretty damn confident that they have to follow. Big Boy does have enough of his built-in lifesteal. He does have the Sword Drinker with the Omni Map as well. And the TP here from Singe will help secure it as well. Average Joey just going to hold these members back at bay with the poison. Never mind, let's toss over a free monkey. And take these members very low. Wukong does have an ultimate available. Hex Flash here from Maximus is risky. Do these members even know? They look like they still want to try for any potential follow-up, but doesn't look like either of them is going to commit for any more. Looking like they just want to back, take their hard-earned gold. Vayne's got 1400. That's enough for a nice big component item. 1500 for the Victor. Yeah, mid, jungle, and bot all have a decent-sized pocketbook to get themselves something nice in the shop. So it looks like all members will walk away. Corki narrowly able to survive despite the catch with the nice Thresh hook. And looking like Portal's much more in her comfort zone here with this Thresh pick, able to not have as much of a desolate bot lane, you know, going 2 and 4, 1 and 4, whatever that you have behind. That dang dude though wants to have to follow up. Singe is gonna have to run for his life though, but does have enough of a slow, it looks like. Nope. And he will respect the Corki, walk all the way back to under his turret. And we have a couple of IIT members now rallying around the Rift Herald. That is up and available. Excuse me, never mind. And has just been eaten by the Baron. So no 2 Rift Heralds this time, just 1. That IIT was able to grab, I believe. Oh my god, I didn't know that the pink ward could extend that far. That's, this range seems a little bit broken, right? Right now, fighting for some vision where they can. All towers available here for LSU, but you've got some pretty low ones. IT seems that they want to try to. Seems like they're confident in their team fighting. They look like they have. We saw as they were chasing each other inside Blue Side's jungle. They have the potential for follow up with Xin and Singe to kind of root members, pick whoever you want. You know, freebie toss from a vending machine kind of style, and then they have the pick potential with fresh hooks if they're able to maintain good vision. So first tower here though will fall without much contest. Pretty much just members trying to just hold out where they can, see if they can get any good picks before any future dragon spawn. And again, this is going to be looking actually like soul point here for the Hawks here, as they have already 3 dragons to their name. Getting one more dragon will secure them to soul. So KSU will definitely want to save whatever summoners, whatever abilities, whatever package that they can, if Corky's got that too, for this drag coming up in about 2 minutes. But until then, seems like both sides kind of just want to chill out. I don't have Twitch chat open right now. Actually, while we're kind of in this lull period, I'll take a second to see if there's anybody talking. No. But again, for those that are new to watching this stream, feel free to follow us. We try to stream all of our competitive games if we can, if we have someone available. Whether from like a single player POV or a cast opportunity. Valorant, we have a good amount of casters. League has pretty much always just been me because it's my near and dear thing. Excuse me. Yeah, it looks like it's just going to be fighting for this dragon next for sure. So decent amount of vision though control here for these guys. You know, they've already got themselves 1, 2, 3 wards there. Fear to Portal gonna try to do what you can to clear that out. Put in the control ward right on top of the pit. Should be able to see, and also on the jungle entrance. Both solo laners from IIT push out where they can, and actually this is a Victor in a very precarious position. They look like they want to close here. Striker's gonna have to run for his life. Pings here, try to buy a little bit of time. Hold there from Wukong should be enough. Nice little play there to get himself out there. Flash play from the Zin as well. And here comes the follow-up. Hook will not land on Fear to Portal, but it doesn't matter. They have the CP for Average Joey, and here comes the dive. TP here from Corky with the package. Is going to be actually useless, and nice little play here. Fearful Horror continues tanking, going to give the kill over the Vayne, and that's going to be a massive fight in favor of Hawks here, as they're able to get 2 members? 1 member? No, 2 members, Wukong and Viego out of this fight, and should be a potentially uncontested breakthrough for these guys. There we go. It's going to be Chemsil. That's going to be a juicy 5v10 fight, essentially, an IIT. Wukong still not available to join any fights yet. Hook potential, and right onto the waiting arms of 4 members of the Hawks here, and oh no, Maximus is going to fall here. Aphelios trying to do what he can with that Gale Force, with that Runance, but this Vayne has pretty much finished her I'm weak moment. It's like the call an ambulance, but not for me moment. We're at that not for me moment right now for that Vayne. Truly is ready to just blister through any member that she chooses to with the Kraken, with PD baseline. But IIT, we're gonna try to do what they can. 800k, 800 health. Viego is gonna have a full-on dive here. Viego, there's Vayne very low. She might have to try to see if she can get out. It won't be able to, but she does still have the soul to keep her alive just as long as she can. Zin's still alive here. Will be able to have some potential follow-up, and there comes the dive. What is that dive? What is that range? Zin does not have that range normally. Alright, 1v1 here. This is the ego play from Biggest Big Boy. Who's coming out on top? Gore Drinker even to boot. Maximus. No, my friend. Is that a thing? It's like if you land Zin W, it lets you follow up? There's no way, right? I feel like I'm crazy. I don't think that Zin range is that big, is it? Hold on, why does it keep going? Stop! I wanna look at Zin. It says it's just challenge. It's passive. Right? Am I crazy? Okay, I have no idea how he was able to do an E from downtown from here on river all the way to like their blue buff wall. That's normally not supposed to be that big of a range unless they buffed it, and I'm crazy. Alright. A little bit of more action here. Nice little root from. Oh man, they want this. Nautilus will not have an ult to follow up. Trying to send whatever hooks he can. A little bit of swagger here for these guys. Swagger turtle trying to eke out whatever damage they can. It is close though. Okay, it's gotta be like a follow through passive up. Like this is not supposed to happen. Another Gore Drinker will start off. Nice little zone just to buy some time to Lantern can also help as well. Kara's gonna go for his ult. It's not gonna be enough. Even with the Chem Soul tank. And that's gonna be the ace there for IIT, and it's gotta be the game closing out. Oh, and there goes the GG's. Alright, that's the FF at that point, which is okay because it's not a battle flag game. But good game. Yeah, IIT and KSU, it seems to me. Alright, we'll just go back to the pick band screen. Alright, so here's my take on it. It's like, I think in the laning phase, like pure laning, IIT and KSU seem pretty matched. It seems like it's, I'm not going to say jungle diff, but definitely Biggest Big Boy much more comfortable on his Zin and confident in like his matchup potential and pathing than Kares was, for sure, at least for this match. Last match, I think he was able to get a couple of ganks that he was aided by as well with the Karma speed boost. The difficulty with Nautilus bot lane is like, I don't know what he maxed, but I swear like I think I have to max W when I play Naut just because like you have to take so much damage just to be able to like find yourself. I almost like play like a melee style where I just like walk up and then just go for the auto engage. I don't like engaging with my Q unless like I know for sure I have follow up, right? Why does my client keep like doing that crash thing? I don't know. Sorry, my why does it do that? Shouldn't it just be like automatically catching that stuff? Alright, anyway. Yeah, that'll be the game though. Yeah, I it feels like it was largely just IIT's playmaking potential was like super strong. Oh. Like I definitely IIT just like fighting for objectives were pretty good. KSU trying to do a couple of cool things. This match when they had Victor was pushing, they had a potential for a pick, but Poro's Lantern able to get him out of that tricky situation. And then yeah, the core key package potential, I don't think I saw as much playmaking as I wanted to. I think they had like one pretty good fight where Corki was on the top side of Dragon River and like was able to just lay it out on Vayne and just melt her to death. But besides that, you had a TP play from Corki on tier 1 bot that had him just zooming away instantly, has no impact. Yeah, I think once they started that engage and they saw like they saw the IIT red team, they should just have stopped committing on Victor, buy whatever time that they can for Cork to come back, and then look for a re-engage. I don't know if they had that fight with. I don't think they had that fight with. And then if you have Nautilus ultimate, like that's such a good combo if you can like get them knocked up and on top of Corki ult, because you're just like CC'd and slowed for like a solid like 4 or 5 seconds, and that's all you need for Corki to come up in there. Potential playmaking with Wombo with Wukong ult and Corki package, like that's, I didn't see too much of that. I think solo wise, like 1v1, Wukong held out on his own fine against Singe, was actually ahead. It's just the team playing aspect definitely. They use Singed for what he. They use Singed because it's Singed for what he can do, right? The CC puddles, the grabs, a couple of troll grabs. I'm pretty sure he killed Shmoovy, and I would not be surprised if Shmoovy was screaming his head off when he jumped a Corki right on top of his lap. But looking like okay, W extends his E range. Okay, yeah, it does. See, okay, I knew it. I was like, there's no fucking way he could just dash that far. Thank you for answering that, Yellow Swag and Big Boy. Um, okay. Well, normally I do an interview, but I guess we can just for the sake of practicing. Why not? Uh, let's just use Fear to Pour and I'll ask her, hey, interview time? And then, alright. So hold on, I gotta change my, alright, Fear to Poro. Oh wait, it's all spacing. Actually, maybe I should have picked the captain. I'll pick Poro just because she finally got her Thresh. And I'll just say Thresh Hooker. And I think she's a senior, so that information's correct. I don't have a picture, but I'm gonna bring Poro into here to just get a bit of a Q&A with her, just to up this production value, and actually make this afternoon actually worth it for everyone.
Here. What?
I just dragged you instantly. I'm sorry if I cut you off mid-sentence. Okay, so congratulations on a 2-0 semi-victory, I guess. So I don't know if this information gets sent officially to Battlefy because you guys
No,
released your
they were
codes.
an official FF, so none of those games have anything to do with Battlefy.
Yeah. I don't know if that's good or bad because like, doesn't it count better for like our win-loss rates if we get like 1-0? Does this
Yeah,
count
it
like
looks better if we actually played and we went 2-0, but I think it shows like as a 2-0 because they FF, but I don't
okay.
know. I don't know how their tiebreakers work.
Yeah, I haven't done research into that point of their games anyway. But so tell me, how does it feel to be so highly regarded that they have to spend 4 bans on you, in order to play the game when you got the Thresh, Nami, Lulu, and what was the fourth one? Yumi ban.
They
So that
also
feels
made Seraphine like the second time around.
you were thinking about Seraphine on that one?
Well, so for the first game, they banned the Thresh, which I thought was weird because I don't play Thresh.
Okay.
And then the second game, instead of the Thresh ban, they banned Seraphine because I think the ults kind of messed them up.
No, you were landing them like super far, like getting like Jin a couple of times, even though like he was like a complete like screen away. So that was definitely really good. And yeah, the Xin playmaking potential when you guys were together was pretty nice as well, just for follow up and buffs. So tell me, like you've now played competitively for the team for 2 years. How do you feel about last year's team versus this year's? It's younger, right? A lot of newer players.
Yeah. I think it's a lot more like figuring out how to play as a team, but like they catch on really quickly, so um it's like we have a lot of potential because I think we also play more than we did last year because we also didn't get a CLoL last year.
Right. So just because you actually have something to play towards, with this tournament, it kind of lights a fire under everyone to kind of just hop onto solo queue a little bit more often, find scrims more often. So I guess like with a younger team, does it seem like it's like for you coming from a more senior member, is it like they listen to you more in terms of trying to try new things and whatnot versus like playing with a veteran player who might be more stuck in their ways kind of style? How's that
I,
dynamic?
I think this year we're definitely like more open to playing like with a lot more like options.
Mm-hmm.
I think last year was definitely just kind of like just play what you're comfortable on. We're just trying to win kind of angle.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's good. That's one of the things I think, especially when you just like have a new band of 5 people, like even if you have like having the one tricks is good, right? So it seems like I think one of the stats about Swag Turtle was like he's a rank 7 Corki, and like you can tell when he's playing like that champion in game 1, like he just knows if he can do it or not kind of thing, and he was doing some pretty zippy plays, but having like more diversity and trying things out that you just normally wouldn't in a 5-man setting is always fun too. So
Right.
so what's your goals, I guess, for the season? Do you guys have a predicted win-loss record, do you think, against these schools? Have you been playing scrims with some of these schools in the past and kind of know where you guys are, or we're
I
just
don't think
young on
we've
it?
played against any of the schools really in at the North Conference. I think we've just been playing scrims for whoever will like scrim us.
Okay.
Because I think we played against like a school in Texas, so I think they're like south or something.
Yeah, you'll never face them unless you make it past conference, right?
Right. But like, what is it? These people were I think like around the same ranks as us, so we do pretty well with like teams that are like in the same rank as us, and we can hold our own for a good portion of for like teams. Like we've even got against like full master or high diamond teams, and like we do well in the early game, but there's like a few things to like fix, of course. But we can, if we do well, we can hold our own against those teams. I think we have a lot of communication.
Okay. Sounds good. And then I guess my last question it would be like in terms of besides League, have you guys ever had the chance to do like any even like I don't know if you guys ever met up. Have you guys ever met up in person? Have you guys ever done anything together like an outing or like just like grab like a coffee or a lunch together?
No, I have never met any anyone.
Okay, well,
I mean, because some of them like all live in like the dorms, like they're like next to each other and stuff. So like they see each other. I just never see anybody because I don't have a reason to go to the arena when I commute. And uh, yeah, I think everybody lives on campus but me.
well maybe if you ever come onto campus for like a test or something, you should just ask them like that night, go out for dinner or something potentially. That would be nice.
I drive an hour and a half. I just want to go home.
Oh.
I commute a long ways because I commute during like rush hour times.
Oh yeah, that's true, true, true. And usually your senior classes. Well, there are some senior classes that like end at 9 p.m. traditionally.
I think all of my classes this semester start at 10 and then my last class ends at 3 o'clock. So I missed the morning rush hour because last semester I had 8 a.m. classes, so I was there in the like the peak.
Yeah, that's rough for sure.
But coming home I think is the hardest because I've had it take as long as 2 hours.
Okay. Well, I think that'll do it for me. Thanks for stopping by and answering some questions and getting the chat to know you a little bit better. But congrats on this artificial win. Too bad it wasn't able to be on the board officially, but
It would have been a real win.
yeah, it felt like a real win. I think like these were pretty good close games. You know, like well, mid game it started spiraling, but like I think it was kind of everyone. You couldn't tell until like the first or second dragon fight whose side it was going to for sure.
Right.
Alrighty, I'll let you go. Thanks for coming by.
Right. Yeah, keep up the good stream and casting.
Hey, you know it. Okay. Moved her back to her own lobby. I think that'll do it for us too. Again, appreciate everyone for stopping by and giving our channel a look at. I know I invited a couple of friends from like other games that I play with to stop by and see, and I hopefully if you're a veteran for League of Legends, hopefully you got some insight into our level of play. If you're completely new to League of Legends, maybe this gave you a indication that it's a good time to start playing the game, which by the way it's not. Never approach this game. Do not install, please, to save your sanity. And as always, support our players, support IIT by following us on all of our social media. That's like down below on our like Twitch channel with our YouTube and Facebook and Twitch and Instagram and whatnot. We're looking at actually getting Fiona Poro because she's talked about wanting to do social media for the team, so that'll actually maybe have us have some more presence besides just our own Discord and whatnot. But GG's to KSU. IIT will take the victory 2-0. And this is Elvin Moy signing off. Thanks for watching, everyone.